Give me attention. He's got ADHD.
Yeah, that was good.
He's attention deficit.
Halfway through.
Okay,
Steve, there you go.
First of all, I'd like to propose a toast to Mike and Ann for letting us enjoy this special day in the comforts of your house. So to Mike and Ann.
Where are they?
Secondly, I would like to thank everybody that has helped out and to make this day so special, especially Alicia, who has spent a lot of time and put a lot of effort and did a lot of amazing things to make this day come. Congratulations, Alicia. Everyone looks wonderful, by the way, Alicia. I also like to thank, if I forget anybody, please don't get offended. But
You have another son, eh?
I have I also like to make a toast to Troy for whatever Troy did. Troy's a good guy.
Good thing for sisters.
I don't know where to start, but
like you guys making it like I didn't do anything.
Troy, I knew he'd get offended. You're all right. It's okay. I mean, he showed up and he got up.
They got to pick on someone, Troy.
I'll start off by saying, for anybody that doesn't know me, my name's Steve, and I was Dave and Lynn's best man at their wedding 25 years ago. I'll just give you a little bit of history of myself and Dave and a little bit of Lynn. I moved from I moved from Toronto to Scarborough when I was 9 years old. I remember going to school. I didn't know a soul. And our principal took us in, our principal took us into Meadowville Public School. For anybody that went there, you might visualize this, but there was some rooms, but I went into this big open space, and they had it all severed off by pillars, and they called it the open space. And we had this teacher, Mrs. Reichman. So Mrs. Reichman introduced me to all the class. I felt like, obviously a 9-year-old kid, I felt really uncomfortable. I remember after everybody, said hi, Steve, and everything, I sat down, and I really didn't have any friends at that point. And a couple of days went into it, and I met Dave. And ever since then, Dave and I have always been very close friends. I remember hanging out with him at Scouts, and Cubs, and throwing tomatoes off the 401 at cars. Playing the rope trick.
Tom Sawyer, weren't you and Tom Sawyer together?
Look at her, eh? So we did a lot of things together, and it was so much fun growing up with Dave. I remember in grade 8, for anybody that knows Dave and how much he likes to karaoke, it didn't just all of a sudden happen. He used to do this way back in grade 8. This production, a Tom Sawyer production, and we all had to audition for this play. And who gets Tom Sawyer? But Dave. So Dave got that. So that was kind of nice. And we'll move on. And even at that point, we were at the top of the food chain in grade 8. What's that? Sorry, we were at the top of the food chain in grade 8. Moving to grade 9, bottom of the food chain. I remember growing up through there and spending a ton of time with Dave. I remember being in grade, or I don't even know what grade, but we went to English class, and there was this girl there. She would ask me all kinds of questions, eh? And I'm thinking, wow, hot-looking chick, right? She's asking questions. She's probably interested in me and everything. No, interested in Dave. She knows I know Dave, so she talked to me, and that's how they. Well, I don't want to say that's how they met, but that's how I met Lynn, was through our English. Again, I kind of felt jealous at the time because I'd known Dave for so long up to that point, and before you know it, Dave's spending a lot of time with this girl. I'm like, oh man, how do I get him away from there? Well, oh, there was a way. All I ever had to say was, Dave, let's go to Millie's and play some pool. And then off we go. We go play some pool. Thank God, no cell phones. So we got away with that. And then as the years went by, even growing up as teenagers, I remember certain things. And I was talking to some people earlier today how quickly life goes. All these memories that you think of and you see, you can just remember as if it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago rather than 3 or 4 decades ago is when I met Dave, right? But there was this another incident where I remember with Lynn, we'd always go down to Lynn's parents' house, and I apologize to your parents now. I let it out, but I remember we'd be cuddling on the, not we, but I would be cuddling on one couch, and Dave and Lynn would be cuddling on the other couch. All of a sudden, Phil Collins comes on in the big drum solo, and Dave would be doing whatever. Whenever that drum solo comes on, Jake jumps up, and then back to where he was right away, as if nothing happened. So his singing and his drumming abilities were great. Again, I drive a truck for a living, so I get a lot of time to think about all these things that have gone over our lives over that period, and I could sit here for hours. There's one story I got to tell about Lynn, and some of you might know it, some of you might not. Stay here, Lynn. For everybody that knows Lynn, we all love Lynn, and Lynn will give you anything in her heart at any time, right? And Lynn knows a lot. So there was this one point we all went camping. We all went camping as a big group. There was 25 of us or so, and I remember driving from wherever we were going to this campsite, and I'm pulling my boat, my trailer. We finally get to the camp area, and we don't know if we're supposed to turn right or turn left. So we stopped at this crossroad, and I've been driving for so long. I get out of my car and I go behind my van, and I had to pee, and I take a pee right behind the van, and no big deal. Everything's going on. Well, there's a car coming up, and we're on this little skinny path. I have to move my van, so I move my van from maybe here to there, and I'm looking in my mirror as I'm passing, and here's Dave going, something's leaking from his car. So I can see Dave going. So I'm watching in my mirror the whole time, and I'm starting to laugh because I know that Wayne has done this. And when you see something leaking from your car, well, she didn't realize it was. So again, Lynn's going down, and at this point, Dave's just I'm looking at them, and as I can't let her do it, man. So I put it in, jump out of my car, run over to Lynn, and she's right down there. But I have to say, I saved her, and I wouldn't let her do it. But Dave is